Yeah, much better. You look so good. Welcome back, Curlcraft fam. I know it's been a while, but we're back and you can look forward to watching our videos every Tuesday. So we are starting with a bang. Today we're gonna go straight into a Pixie curly cut. This is my beautiful client, Miss Tiffany. She's been with me for about a year now and we have transitioned through we did a big chop. First she was long and red and she's like, I'm done. I want my natural hair. So we're here. And her hair's so healthy. So all we're gonna be doing today is she loves her little long curly face framing pieces. She doesn't like how heavy this top is and she doesn't like how long the sides have gotten. So we're gonna get her ready for her school year today. And we're gonna bring all this in and we're just gonna bring everything in and make it all tight. Not super short. We're still gonna give her some length, but just enough to where it's not like sticking out the way it is. And we're gonna bring this heavy top back down and keep her cute little face framing pieces so that she can still style her hair. So I'm gonna do her haircut on wet hair just because it's gonna allow me to see the true length of it. And this way I could get real in there real good and make a real tightened cut. So that's what we're gonna be doing. So we're gonna start with a quick head wash and then we'll get into the haircut.
Such an ordeal. I didn't expect it to be so, stressful, and then that doesn't help the hair growth either and all of that thing. So I don't know yet. I've contemplated it.
I don't think you being that this is all your virgin hair, you're using good products, you're in a good routine, your hair's so thick and dense and healthy. I don't think you have to worry about the fallout anymore. What was causing all the fallout was the color, the continuous every few weeks coloring it to maintain that root. And your hair is growing into that like cute little round shape on its own anyway.
I've thought about it, but I'm not sure at this point.
All right, Miss Tiffany. Go ahead and lift your legs for me. Perfect. We're gonna go ahead and switch seats. So we're gonna go ahead and section her hair out into 4 sections. So from the corner of about her brows back, and we're gonna split that straight across around the crown area. A lot of people think shorter hair is easier because it's short, but it's actually a little bit more challenging because there's less hair to like work with. And so we're gonna go ahead and section her off right behind the ears here. And basically her haircut is a 90. We're gonna be doing a 90-degree haircut all the way around until we get to the top. Once we get to the top, we have to be a little bit more intentional because she wants that longer face framing. So when it comes to haircuts, it's really all about like what the client wants and like being able to customize it to what they want. So it really is about like when you're cutting texture, like can I cut her hair dry? Yes, but we want it to look as neat as possible. So just going in there wet, we'll be able to see those lines a lot better. And I've been doing hair for so long now that I already know how her curls lay, how her hair dries, all of the things. And we really just want that her haircut to like really look neat and like put together. So that's why we do her hair cuts on wet hair. So I'm gonna go ahead and section out that first section at the bottom, and she likes it very like rounded all the way around. So we're gonna go ahead and start with that. First section. So with her here, I like to clip. I have to clip both these two clips for the back here. Let's see. Okay. All right, so we're just gonna start by cutting that perimeter. We're gonna start at a 0 because we're just creating the way the back is gonna lay. So I always like to start in the middle at a 0, and you're gonna create that guide. And this is gonna be a traveling guide. So once you create that 0, you're gonna travel with it. And you could start at the left, start at the right, it doesn't matter. So then you can see exactly where you need to cut right there. It's really not much. We're gonna cut a lot more once we start elevating. So we're gonna continue at that 0. So you gotta make sure, try to get your fingers in there as much as you can. You gotta keep that hair nice and tight in between those fingers. And then you could just freehand it over here. She has like little baby hairs that I freehand off. And then we're gonna go into that next section. About a 1/2 inch. Those lines don't have to be super, super perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna bring that second section out to a 90, and you can see your guide right there. So we're just gonna go ahead and cut and follow it into that guide. You can bring it down. You can see exactly what we're cutting here. And then you're gonna come do the same thing into that next section. Try to get in there as much as you can. We're gonna cut. The traveling guide, you always wanna look for that shortest guide, and we're just gonna connect it down all the way through. And then we want to cut this at an angle because that'll create that round shape. And so you can see that guide right at the bottom. So we're just going to go ahead and connect that all the way through. So down here you could freehand this. And so we're gonna do the same thing over here. So I'm gonna just go from your guide. All these bitches are cheap. And we're gonna bring that down and we're gonna freehand that. And now we're gonna follow this guide all the way up until we get to pretty much the crown of her head. And you see that guide, so we're literally just matching everything right to that guide. And you see your guide clear as day. And so you always want to angle your fingers in the way that the hair grows. So that's what I'm doing here. Beautiful. So I'm just pulling everything out at that 90. Just double checking all those little corners. Everything looks good. We got this one little baby hair back here. It's hiding. So we're just doing the same thing all the way up. So the higher you go, the clearer that guide will be. Again, you want to still try to keep those fingers as tight as you can up to that scalp. Trying to find a good angle so you guys can see the guide. So if you guys can't find the guide, when you cross check, you should be able to see it right there. So you can also just cut straight across to the guide. So when you pull it out at the angle, you'll see it. So if I go in here, you can see that guide right in there. And the more you do it, the more you'll build an eye for finding that guide. So I'm just grabbing the hair as tight as I can, make sure everything is nice and connected. So making sure the length of the back of the head, it's gonna match the length towards the front. So That's really important too. And then you could bring it all up straight. And that's how you're gonna be able to cross check. Just by bringing everything up high. All right. So now we're gonna go into the sides. I usually keep that crown top area for last. I always like to go in and work and connect the sides to the back. Do you like the sideburns a little bit longer? Usually?
I don't really thought about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just connect it all evenly.
Even if this side has to be a little bit, so like, you know what I'm saying, like more asymmetric, so that like when I do to the side, so it's like.
But the front,
Yeah.
like you want me to cut it in the way that you style it still, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I could do that. Right now I'm just focusing more on like bringing the sides in, but I'll cut it in that way. Yeah, I got you. What we did here is we literally just connected that side to the back, and like look how pretty her hair is swooping already. So pretty. So now we're going to connect. So I like to start by parting out that bottom. And so all you're going to do is literally, we're still in that 90, you're gonna grab a piece from the front where you're gonna cut, and you're gonna connect it right to that back. And you're gonna cut. So we're gonna create that guide for the rest of this side. So I like to kind of, once I see that guide, I like to cut it down at an angle to continue creating that really nice shape, because we want it, when you cut a pixie, you want to cut it in the style that you want the hair to lay. So the reason why I'm cutting, I hope that made sense. The reason why I'm cutting this at an angle is so when it swoops, it kind of swoops. She still has hair to swoop, but I'm still gonna go in to that 90 again and connect. Would you mind tilting your head to one side for me a little bit? Perfect. Thank you. See, look how pretty that swoops back. And now that we have our guide for the front, we're just gonna use that guide to bring it all the way up. I'm not gonna go all the way up. I'm actually gonna leave some hair out because I'm gonna cut her hair in the way that she styles it, so that it could just lay the way she wants it to lay. Minimal effort here. Especially what time we have to wake up in the morning to get to school, like 4 a.m.
I'm gonna try to do 5 this year.
5, because you usually do 4, right?
Yes.
All haircuts, it's really all just about making sure you're connecting the in-between. So once you create your guide, it's all about just connecting the in-between. Following that guide all the way up. And making sure you don't hyper focus so much in like one section, because if you hyper focus in one section, then you accidentally that's how you end up going shorter on one side versus the other. So like once you cut that section, like move on to the next, and then you want to go in and can you check your work? Absolutely. Just making sure you don't like hyper focus too much. And then I always like to do the balance check. So kind of like just, it's all about feeling and making sure everything feels nice and even, and it does. All right, so the top is usually the easiest section to cut. So we're gonna part section, or like kind of shake her hair. See that line, that part will literally usually tell on itself. So I'm gonna go ahead and comb it back and push the hair down, and it's right like there. So what we're gonna do is we're just going to cut in the way that it is styled, but she does want to keep the top a little bit longer. But she, like this section of her hair, she wants it a little bit tighter. So being that she really wants just the face framing pieces to be a little bit longer, we're just gonna section out the pieces that we're gonna keep the longest, and I'll show you how to cut those while still keeping them long. So we're just gonna section off the pieces of hair that she does want to keep a little longer. And so she wants this top to be a little bit shorter, so we're gonna just connect it to the guide. And you'll be able to see that guide clear as day. We're gonna do the same thing on this side here. We're gonna just connect everything to that guide. If you can't see it, then switch the way you're standing. So instead of always just staying the same like angle, like remember that you could like move around the head. So you always wanna be able to like move around the head, and like by doing that you could find your guide so much easier. And there she is. And then by cutting that guide, if you want to move back and continue cutting at the angle, then you come back behind. So you definitely always want to travel with your guides and position to yourself to where it makes it a little bit easier for you to see your guide. And then you can bring it up, and that's how you're going to cross check. Okay,
No,
we're not
like a ball head.
we're not gonna do that. Okay, so being that we're keeping the face framing longer, we're gonna just bring it all down. And we still want it to be connected, so we're just gonna go ahead and connect it down, so when we brush it back, she'll still have her length. And we're gonna do the same thing on this side. We do want to still connect it a smidge, so. Does that feel good? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm just gonna connect in here a little bit more. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna leave these out. But I definitely want it to feel a little bit more connected back here, just a little bit. All right, I want you to feel it. Make sure it feels good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It looks so good. All right. So what product of choice would you like? Do you want just some mousse or some?
Yeah, I think mousse is better. Yeah.
All right, so I'm just gonna rehydrate. It's gonna be a little cold. Sorry, girlfriend.
You're fine.
Gonna rehydrate her with some water.
At my school though, so we're at different schools, which is good though, so she can be
right.
her person.
And now I'm just gonna use my comb. Honestly, you know, back in the day, how they did the waves is what was with the comb. So So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Just get those waves in there real pretty. I used the Puff Me Volumizing Mousse by Design Me, and it's very light, very fluffy. Doesn't have that much hold in it, but it just keeps the curls nice and soft and fluffy, but still like together. Yeah, much better. It looks so good. Let me know how we did. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Right? And hit that bell button so you don't miss another video.